If you are creative getting praised for work that feels meaningless, this video is going to change everything for you and finally answer the question of where the fulfillment goes. I'm really, really excited to bring this to you today. I have a huge amount of notes in front of me. I have my laptop. If you see me looking down, that's why. But I can't wait to get into this and deliver all of this value to you. So let's get started. First things first, I had a client once, a composer, who would always talk about how much he wanted to change the world or how much he wanted people to hear his music and the type of music he would love to play and love to write and have performed. But when it came time to get down to the specifics, he couldn't articulate the vision he had from the ground up. I knew this lack of clarity was eating into the opportunities that he couldn't see. He, like all of us, there are a million opportunities that fly by our heads because we're so distracted by the things that are confusing us. So I knew as soon as he got clarity, as soon as he got really specific, that he would start finding these opportunities. And I wanted him to see that. After he worked with me one-on-one, not only did he have a boost in confidence that I never seen before, that he had never seen before in himself, he had a new understanding of his purpose, his vision, and his direction. And before our time was over, he'd already accepted an opportunity that was a dream to him to create the music that he wanted in the space that he loved. What he learned, what he found, was what all high impact creatives have in common: a clear identity. And by the end of this video, you will learn where yours is hiding. So if you're watching this video, there's a good chance that you're successful, that you've had some recognition, but for some reason it's not hitting you with the fulfillment that you think it needs, that it should. Everything seems to be right in front of you, but it also feels like something's missing. So this is the weight of unfulfillment. A lot of creatives don't realize that this is their issue. They think they're not working hard enough, or they think that, they need some other aspect of their life is missing, or even worse, they feel like this is the wrong place for them because there's a disconnect and they know it, they see it, but they think the disconnect is that they're in the wrong place. No, if you're here, you're in the right place. This is what you need to be doing. This is where you need to be, just not like this. So being successful but unfulfilled shows up in 3 ways. The first one is that you love your creation as much as the people admiring it. Now, this is funny because obviously you want to love the things that you do. So what am I saying? The point is that if you love the thing that you created just as much as the people who admire it, that means your energy is feeding off of the other people rather than the value of the work coming from your identity and you knowing that you put your heart and your soul into this. When you're fully activated, your work either fills you with pride or a strong grit and desire because you've hit the jackpot, you hit the spot, this is good, this is amazing, this is connected to me. And you also know the big macro vision that you have and how much further you can go. It's a drive that comes naturally with your creation. When you are completely satisfied and completely just, it is what it is with your creation, that probably means that you're taking your cues from the people around you rather than from the thing that connects you to your creativity, your identity and who you are and your vision. I remember there was one point where I wrote a piece and people loved it. And people came up to me and like, oh, that was so good. I love seeing this from you. I said, thank you so much. And I smiled and I, said all my thank yous. But at the end of the day, I knew there was something inside of me that was unsatisfied. And that's because I knew how much better it could have been if I had followed my gut and followed what my vision was. When I work on something and I know how much better it can be, it pains me. And if you are feeling like you're suppressing that sort of negative emotion, I don't want you to dwell on negative emotion, but if you're suppressing it and presenting as, oh, it's good because people say it's good, then that's a really big disconnection. The second one is that you procrastinate the projects that you know will get you the most attention. This is completely counterintuitive because obviously as artists, as creatives, we want people to see the things that we do. We want people to enjoy it. We want the most amount of people to do it, to find that enjoyment in our creation. But deep down, it's not the attention that you seek. It's the impact. It's the deeper level that you want to get to with these people who are seeing your creation. You want to do more than just create a fuzzy little positive feeling. You want deep, deep, accelerated impact. The version of you who is deeply, fully activated in her artistry is trying to break out of you right now. And she is tired of confusing volume for success. That is why you procrastinate. You don't procrastinate because you have other things to do, because you're afraid, because you've done all this before. You're not afraid of anything. You procrastinate because you know deep down there's something bigger that you need to call yourself to. The third one is that you cite your paper accomplishments when you think about the highlights of your success. This, if you ever received an accolade, if you ever had a prominent person give you attention, if you ever received an award for anything, these are the things that you call to justify your success, to justify your artistry. And these are things that are good. These are things that there's nothing wrong with. There's nothing wrong with getting the public recognition that you deserve as an artist. But when you call to those things, to other people and to yourself, when you think about the reasons why your art is good, then it means that you subconsciously know that there's something missing. Creativity is so much more than the public recognition of the creativity. There are paintings that exist that didn't get their proper recognition until decades after the artist died. But those paintings have lasted generations, and the impact of them is the same as it was the first day that it was put on the market. That's what you know that you want. That's what you know deep down is your core desire. That impact that goes beyond you, that goes beyond the present day recognition, because you want something that lasts longer than you do, that lasts longer than your children do, maybe. But because you haven't given your all to that purpose yet, you know that there's something deeper that needs to happen. So when people ask you, when people tell you, brag about you, or when you brag about yourself, you brag about your diploma, you brag about your awards, you won a competition, those things. You can't brag about the impact that you feel like you deserve to make and that you know you need to make. And when you call to those accolades, in your heart, there's something deeper that needs to be called to that you haven't accessed yet. Because of this, because of all these things, because of these three things that you probably are experiencing, you have a fragmented identity. I need you to take a moment and think about what you're giving your identity to. When we're in a place of unfulfillment, despite everything going well, or despite seeing material success, it's because we're giving our identity to things that don't align with the person we're meant to be. I, a while back, started a weight loss journey. I'm still on it, but I decided one day that the highest version of myself, the person I know I need to be, loves her body, is very healthy, is very active. I already love being active. I love to dance. I love doing all those things. And I was receiving the results. I was losing the weight. However, there was something that was still feeling off. And it took me a while to realize what it was. I would be going on walks. And in my neighborhood, I walk past a Dunkin', I walk past a cafe, I walk past a bakery, all these things that are like, I just wish I could go get a donut right now. But subconsciously, I knew that those things weren't going to be satisfactory to me. I know that when I eat a donut, it's going to feel good for 10 minutes, and then for the rest of the day, I'm going to feel drowsy. But despite all that, I felt like I was missing out on something. I was missing out on something that I know that I don't want. The reason I felt that way is because I was placing my identity in the things I was missing out on. I said, it would feel so good to get a donut right now. I wish that I could eat McDonald's, or I wish that I didn't have to go to work out today, or, whatever it is. And the more that I would allow myself to focus my energy on the things that I was missing out on, the less that I realized that there's nothing to miss, because my identity is higher than the things that I've let go of. And that made it so much harder to call myself up to that identity. If you are calling yourself to material success, and that's what you're placing your identity in, you're placing your identity in the things that your highest self does not want. You're literally splitting yourself in half in order to justify the person that is stagnant and is going through the motions, creating for the sake of praise, and is creating excuses You don't want to go through the motions. You don't want to create for the sake of praise. You don't want to say, that's what people like me do. That's what success is, because that's what success looks like. That's what I perceive success to be. And so I don't want to change. But you know that success is so much deeper than all of those surface level things that you're missing out on. The more you tell yourself the story, the more you're literally splitting yourself in half. And that is the cost of staying in this cycle long term. You live the rest of your life wondering what might have happened if you went all in. What would have happened if my life changed? If I changed my life, how would others' lives have changed if I changed my life? How would I have helped people? How would I have helped my community? If you stay in this cycle long term, you'll have the completely vivid vision in your head of the impact that you could have on the world, on your community, and wonder what would have happened if you'd only believed in yourself long enough to bring it to the material world. Is this making sense? Let me know in the comments if this is making sense to you, because I really want this to hit home. These are the things that I really love to teach my clients, and I love to see it click, and it makes everything worth it, because it really does change your life when you figure these things out in yourself, and when you really call yourself up to the higher identity. It doesn't just benefit you, it benefits everyone around you. So how do you go from mind-numbing, meaningless work that just gets the job done, no more, no less, to a creative body of work that speaks to your vision, that leaves lives changed, and is a completely true representation of who you are at your core? You have to go into identity acceleration. You have a huge dream, a huge vision, but if the weight of your vision doesn't match the weight of the standards of your expectations for yourself, you will always be fragmented. And the worst part, you'll believe it is out of your control. Some of you are waiting for me to give you the big secret that if you do this one thing, everything else is going to be easy. Nothing is going to be easy. The people who I work with and the people who I want to see this video don't want it to be easy. And I'm telling you, if you're that person, the world needs, and I'm telling you, if you're that person, the world needs more people like you to come forward. The world does not need more AI-generated artists on the popularity conveyor belt. We need you. But before we can see you, you need to see you. This is why I created the Creative Impact Method, only for high-value creatives that are ready to answer the call to impact. But it is a call so necessary that I'm giving it away for free right now. If you're ready to answer the call, if you want to learn about the Creative Impact Method that I teach my clients, click the link below for the free masterclass. I cannot wait to see you in there. I cannot wait to see you grow. I was going to say stay safe, but that's not what we're here to do. So until next time, stay dangerous.